Welcome, everybody. We're back again on this third Wednesday of August 18th, 2021, to the iBUG Android Insight Call, where we're all about Android. We don't just focus on the phone, we focus on the Android platform. So, whether you have a cell phone, smartphone, Alexa device, a Google Home device, a tablet, a Fire tablet, Fire Stick, anything that works on the Android platform, we have an open forum that we can discuss it in. So, welcome. Now, a few little things right now. This call is being recorded. So, anytime you want to refer back, if you miss a call and you want to go back to hear them, you can go to ibugtoday.com and go under the iBug Android tab, and you will find all of our recordings there. And if I am correct, we're also on YouTube. Now, here is a few little housekeeping things to go over. One, we do not raise our hand. Okay, so if you have a question to answer or a comment you want to make, please just, acknowledge by saying your name. Wait until one of the facilitators, which is myself or my co-facilitator, Hershey, will recognize you to speak. We just ask everybody, please be courteous to each other because we're here to help each other. So this is all about us coming together as a community and sharing ideas, sharing solutions together. So if you, right now, everybody is muted. To unmute yourself when the time comes, it will be Alt A if you're on a PC, Command Shift A if you're on a Mac. If you're on your iPhone or your Android phone, your button is down in the bottom left corner. Okay, if you're on an iPad, I believe it's up in the top middle. And if I'm wrong, I'm pleased. Everybody, we do have some times where we may not be right, but I know somebody will correct as needed. I think that's all the housekeeping I have. I will be turning this over to Sandia for the iBug events.
All right, thank you, Ava. So welcome everybody. And just to tell you a few things, iBug, in addition to all the Android training that we're doing right now, we do a lot of iPhone training. So if you are also an iPhone user, then definitely check out our website for the various activities and training sessions that we have. That would be, our website is ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org. That's the great place to get information about upcoming events and to register. Everything that we do is free. So definitely check that out. Check out our website. Just real quick for this week events, tomorrow, if you're a Trekkie fan, we're watching the Discovery Series Season 2, Episodes 7 and 8. They're audio described episodes. If you would like to hurry up and listen to those episodes prior to the call tomorrow, it'll be at 8 p.m. on this same Zoom conference line. So it's nice and easy. All of our events that we do on iBug are on this same Zoom conference line, or some of them are on Clubhouse. So you will check that out on the website. Okay, so Trekkie Talk tomorrow night, and then on Friday, every Friday night we do iBug Night at the Virtual Movies, and this week we're in for a treat. It is Titanic, the winner of multiple Oscars, and true love story, and it's really long, so take your nap, drink your coffee, and come prepared, and that'll be at 8 p.m. Central Time. And that'll also be on the same Zoom conference line. And then 7:30, we have a social time right before the movie. And then we discuss the movie, how we thought, what we thought about it, and trivia and all kinds of good stuff after the movie. It'll be a late night, but we hope that you will join us either for this movie or other movies in the future. All right, so those are the announcements, Ava. And we just look forward to meeting you and talking with you at other future upcoming events. Thank you.
Okay, and I want to send out a thank you because our call is also being hosted by the American Council of the Blind community. So we want to send out a thank you for them for hosting us as well. Hershey?
Good evening, everybody. I hope you could hear me. And welcome to tonight's Android Insight Call. And again, thank you to ACB once more to help us host and have us on the ACB community calls. Tonight sounds like a fun one. We're going to be talking about a little bit of Chromecast stuff, possibly. There's some cool news that has been going on between, I think, last week and now. A couple new phones and watches, headphones, all kinds of stuff in that realm of new products if anybody is looking to buy new products. And then towards after closer to the end of the hour, we might have a special guest here. So we look forward to that, and we'll kind of play it by ear, and you'll get to hear more. So stick around and hang in and get your questions ready, get your beverages and anything else that you'd like, and hope you enjoyed the call.
All right. So right now we want to go just do a little roundabout. Let us know who you are. And if it's your first time on the call with us, please make sure you introduce yourself and just let us know what type of device you may have, whether it's a phone, Fire tablet, Alexa device. Okay?
Hey, Ava,
Yes.
let's not use her name. The speakers might go off.
Oh, yeah. I know mine may explode.
So just to remind everybody in this call tonight, try to use either spell it out ALXEA or I don't know, call her computer, call it him or
Yep.
her, whoever it is. Therefore, no one else's speakers go off, and we kind of have a clean audio call. Another reminder to unmute on a computer is Alt A. As far as on a on a phone, you would just press *6 quickly, and then on a Mac, I will kind of leave it off to my other host, Miss Sandhya. Could you remind us how do you unmute on a Mac?
Command Shift A.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, hope you guys have enough questions for us. And like I said, if you have, this is an open call. It's a community call. So therefore, it means that no questions are silly or everybody might want to ask that same question. And we're always so anxious about, well, everybody knows about this technology, that technology. Should I ask it? It's so novice. Don't feel shy. Just whatever you have on your brain, spit it out, and we'll do our best to answer it.
And also remember that there's several different solutions to one problem. So just know that we're out here and everybody has different ways of resolving issues. So any way is a good way, just long as let's get it out there and see if it just matches up with what's going on. Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's do a little roundabout introduction. And then after introductions, I have a little tidbit about our Lady A that I found out, which I'm pretty sure people know about, but it's just to, let the ones who don't know and let you know how fun it is too. Okay.
Fun. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So as y'all know, I'm Ava. I'm also in Houston, but I have every little device and plan on buying more devices. So I won't go down my list of devices. So anybody else would like to introduce themselves?
This is Eva from Houston, or Missouri City, actually.
Hi, Eva.
Welcome.
And I have a Note Touch and quite a few Lady A devices.
Oh no, now I'm muted.
Awesome.
All right.
I'm Laura from Humble, Texas.
Yes.
I'm Laura from Humble.
Hi, how you doing?
Pretty good. I've got an Amazon Fire tablet, and there's never a sighted person around when this happens. So does anybody with Fire tablet? That my tablet keeps making these little bloop sounds, just even when the device is locked and it's just sitting there with being charged up or whatever.
Okay.
At random.
Well, well, after introductions, then we'll get into your questions. So hold on to it, okay?
Right. Sorry.
Oh,
It's okay.
no, you're okay. Okay, next.
This is Weber.
Welcome,
Hi, Weber.
Hello. So Weber also here from Houston. Well, I do have like a lot of Android device from Chromecast, uh, Samsung tablet, Samsung phone, uh, uh, Google Home as well. So pretty much everything it's Android here at home.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Joined the meeting.
Yeah, this
Well,
is,
I'll go.
this is,
Oh, sorry.
oh,
Go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
This is Steve from Decatur, Georgia.
Welcome,
I've
Steve.
been on the thank you. And in the house here, since I'm a software developer, I have I'm right now, I'm using my Motorola Stylus G. It's a Moto G Stylus smartphone. And I have a question about it at the end. I have an iPad, I have a Mac, I have a PC. We have two A-Lady devices here in the house. And I just bought my wife a Surface tablet. So we have a
Very cool.
variety of devices.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Kelly Hill. I'm in Southern California, and I am mostly an iPhone user and a PC user, but I do teach assistive technology as part of my job, and I'm here because I feel like I could get much stronger in the Android area. So anything
Very
I
cool.
can learn will be great.
Where do you teach at, by the way?
I work at one of the neighborhood centers of Braille Institute.
Okay, very
So
cool.
I'm
Thank
at
you,
the
and
Riverside location. So thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Yep,
welcome,
thank you.
Kelly. Next.
Yes, this is Foster from Houston, Texas. I am somewhat of a techie, but as far as Android, I have a OnePlus 8, the cell phone. I have a couple of Echo devices, Echo speakers. I have a couple of Echo Fire TV sticks, and I have a Google Chromecast. The Chromecast with Google TV, and that's about it.
Okay.
Very cool. Welcome back again.
Yeah. Next. Okay.
Ava, oh, go ahead. We got a shy bunch here, but I will let
Yeah.
our queen go first.
Yes.
This is Tanya, not the queen. I have lots of A-ladies. I don't want to trigger anybody's devices. They're everywhere in my bedrooms, in my bathrooms. They're everywhere. Sit in the kitchen. Anyway, just like many of you on this call, and I have a Pixel 5a that is really looking really nice in my drawer, Hershey. It's all your fault, but I will get there. I will make progress. But thank y'all. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Well,
Thank
for
you.
everybody, I am Hershey, currently on the Central Time Zone in Minnesota, originally out in Florida, but just on a little vacation with my mom. And let's see, I got a Note 9, got a Pixel 4 XL, a host of another show, and we were having a little conversation talking about the new-ish tablet from the Amazon side. So it might be worth getting it, just at least for Kindle books and things like that. So that might be upcoming, and maybe a Chromecast and a Nest Hub, a Nest Audio speaker, things like that at the house. Matter of fact, this evening I'm going to have my family set up a Nest Hub Max Gen 2, so that's going to be quite interesting.
All right. Okay, so I want to say welcome to everybody again. And before we get started, just to give y'all a little thing about the Lady A device that I had fun discovering, since I play with her, but me and her fight sometimes. But now that I don't have to be hearing a lady speak to me no more, Amazon has added a male voice to it. And they also added a new name, Ziggy. Oops. So if I turn around and say, Ziggy, good evening, See, Ziggy mad with me now, but that's all right. But we have a new male voice on the Lady A device now. So
Ava, how would you go about getting, Bob's cousin Ziggy?
ah. Well, what you would end up doing is going on your phone to the Amazon app, your Alexa app on your phone. Go to devices and then choose the one, because you have to do it for each device. Okay, so like mine was in my office, so mine is called Ava's office, or I think I named it Ava's office. I go under that, and then you go under settings, and then you can go down to voices where it'll say original voice and then new voice. And then once you tap on that, it'll change the voice. And then the next option would be to change the wake up command. And then you can go under there to change it to Ziggy.
Very cool. I heard, is it true that you could maybe possibly change it with your own voice?
No, I've tried that, but it gave me the option to go back to the app and do it. So, as I said, mine fights with me. Like right now, if I can get him to do it, hang on. Ziggy, volume 7. Ziggy, good evening.
Good evening. On this day in 1868, the element helium was first observed during a solar eclipse. Here's a poem to celebrate. A hemp. Of noble gases, the lightest is helium, with a proton count of 1 less than trillion. It can send
Ziggy wants to take over a call.
Yeah.
Make your voice sound like a talking flute.
Yep, there you go. So yeah, so that's the new Ziggy voice. So
I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Well,
all
Ava,
right.
can I share some news with you since we're talking about all these new things that we're exploring since our last call? And I actually had so much fun with the last call.
Yes.
And by the way, I want to make a little correction. I know she's not the queen, but I like to, give her a hard time. But Sandhya has a Pixel 5, not a 5A. But she said a 5A. The 5A just dropped yesterday for a pre-order. And that Pixel 5A is for, I believe, $459 is what I saw it as. And as I was reading my Google email thing, there was an interesting deal. You could get that phone for, let's say, $450, and then you get 3 months of Google Fi. So if you don't have service or something, you do get to save, 3 months of a bill, so to speak. And most of the Google Fi, as their service is concerned, is tandemed with like T-Mobile networks and such. And it's great for international roaming and stuff. So if you decide, okay, I'm done with this hanging in the house kind of thing, want to go check out UK or Iceland or what have you, you could still use some of that Google Fi and be traveling and have that available to you. So that is a new device that just dropped into my mailbox yesterday. It was rumored, and with all the chip shortages, we've had a lot of setbacks. A lot of devices were expected during the Google I/O, and even for Apple users for WWDC, a lot of people expected phones or computers or stuff to come out, but we are in a chip shortage globally. With that said, our other friends in Korea, Samsung, have also dropped some new devices. They got the, oh boy, okay, we'll go with the phone first. The Fold 3, or Z Fold 3, excuse me, the Z Flip 3. There's only one flip before this, but they're calling it a Z Flip 3 just to get the naming schemes alike. So flip phone with touchscreen, and then a foldable tablet-like phone for the Z Fold 3. And then they have a Samsung Galaxy Watch Classic, and I don't remember the name offhand with the other. There's 2 watches, but I don't remember the exact namesake. But it's the 4th watch in their offerings, and that will now be partnered up with Google with Wear OS, which is Google's operating system for watches. So they will allow, let's say, some of the apps and features from Samsung, which they had quite a bit done. I would say they were the most comparable or closest to the Apple Watch, but things were still rough around the edges to certain apps and points in the accessibility realm. So moving forward, Wear OS 3.0, I believe it's called. Please don't quote me, but there's just a lot going on right now with all these companies, and everybody's still ironing things out. So uh, that will offer apps coming on from the Tizen platform, which is Samsung's platform, and then of course you have Wear OS, which if some of you may have bought watches in the past, you might have bought like a Fossil watch, or I think Casio or maybe Garmin also does have Android on their watches. So it would basically be the same ecosystem, so to speak. So you'd have your apps you download from the Play Store and things of that nature. So it's definitely a good matching point with having Samsung knowing what they're doing and being kind of innovative, but then against Google is the leader in the software side. So kind of blending that software end and then the hardware end, I think is going to be quite useful. And with this said, let me give you guys a quick website to kind of jot down or to have. It is g.co/disability support. That is Google's basically catch-all main page. I know it might speak about phones, but again, it's g.co/disability support. And there you could connect to Google technicians or tech support, so to speak, with email, phone call, or using something like Be My Eyes. And therefore, you could have somebody look at a phone or a screen with another phone if you have, or they could maybe connect to your device to assist you with whatever technical issues you're having. And this doesn't have to be only phone related. Like I said, it could be maybe the laptop, like a Chromebook is not working properly since that is their product, or maybe you have a Nest Audio or Nest Hub Gen 2 or a Max, which are two devices. But let me back up. There's a Nest Hub, which is a regular Nest Hub. Then there's a new one that just came out called a Nest Hub Gen 2. And then there's a Nest Hub Max, which is a bigger screen. And those are all the three that come with screens. Amazon has their handful of ones, which are the Echo Show 5, 8, and 10, or 10.1. So they're kind of different, but at the end of the day, they kind of do the same job. My personal preference would be the Google Assistant, just because it answers or it kind of gives you more of the information you want. But then the Echo devices do give you great information, but they might not refer to a search engine query of sorts. So sometimes you kind of have to pick and choose what you like to ask. Maybe the weather is best on a Echo device, whereas if you want to ask what's the closest, grocery store near me, maybe the Google Assistant speakers might have a better time doing that task. And then again, you have skills. I know that I have in the past hosted with Ava, the Arizona Council. I think it was a couple months ago, maybe in March or so, right, Ava?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had ACB Radio mention to us about they have skills that you basically would tell your speaker that, hey, play this radio. And coming in from the convention, I know there's a telephone number, which I don't recall, but you could also listen to some of the calls. And if I'm correct, we would be option 5, if that's the community call line, because that's how I remember it. But in any case, you could always find us at ibugtoday.org or .com. They work the same. They take you to the same place. Look out for the Android Insight side. Our information's there. We also have a list. I have been just a little busy and a few health issues here and there, so I haven't got around to write my talkback tutorial, so to speak, or at least a brief overview. I did finish. I've had the voice assistant one done for a while now, but I'm just adding and kind of making it pretty and adding some headings and such. So if it even gets converted into a PDF, everybody will have access to that, especially those instructors out there. And thank you for joining us tonight. And therefore, it'll be easier, and we could all share information that how to do something. And Ava, I mean, if you might have your email open while I kind of chatter about this, I saw something along Facebook just from browsing around, and it is a book from NBP, right? National Braille Press, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another Android release of some information out there, because I know we're always striving and wanting and needing more information, since Apple Viz is available for people on the iOS side. And we could only create and discuss so much on Android, because the difficult part is we all have different devices. For your instructors out there, if you have questions about what are the best devices, please feel free to ask that later on in the call, because sometimes what happens is some of these companies like Spectrum or the lower end companies will hand over a, let's say, Samsung 10E, and they come to you guys to say, hey, I got this Android phone, please help. And then it becomes a learning task, because not all devices act the same way, or the RAM or the memory is so low that the phone either crashes, or there's more frustrations than there's good to say about Android. But don't worry, Android is stable. But again, if you do buy a cheaper phone, you are expecting cheaper quality per se. And there's, of course, a good handful of choices. I mean, Samsung has, I could count maybe 5 devices offhand that are good to go right now. Pixel right now on their end would have a good 3 to 6 as well, with the new devices coming out. And there's new devices to look out for, as the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are slated to maybe release around the end of September or possibly October. So, I'm kind of more nerdly on that end, but my co-host here, Ava, really knows her tablets. Everybody, please bombard her with her tablet questions. She knows her fire stuff.
Just
Just
throw
kidding.
me under the bus.
Uh-huh.
But
It
y'all
happens.
just remember, y'all join our list. And for a lot of information, like the books, any information we find out, we will be posting on our list. Okay. So Hershey, you want to give the how to join?
Absolutely. All right. So iBUG, Android Insight, plus subscribe at groups.io. Again, that is iBUG, Android, Android, Insight, INSIGHT, at groups.io.
Okay. All right. So let's open up the floor. So everybody, not all at once, but any comments, questions, or concerns out there?
This is Sonia.
Yes,
So
Sandhya.
I just wanted to let you know, some people still have their hands raised, and we can just remind people that we don't use the hand raise. So just wait till there's a break in the conversation to say your name, please.
Thank you, Sonia.
This is Steve. I have a question. I have a Motorola Moto G Stylus Android phone that I'm using right now, and I'm running Android 10. And I use TalkBack. I'm visually impaired. I use TalkBack, but what I noticed with the keyboard is that if I'm entering something with the keyboard and typing letters and numbers, I'm not getting the double tap action, if that makes sense. So if I tap the letter A, it just types it, or the letter S, it just types it. Is there any way to get that double tap?
By the way, just want to remind everybody, this is a community call. So if you do have the answers, I mean, some of us could go on and on, like myself talking. If you have the answers for Mr. Steve to help him out with his keyboard, and I'm guessing he's using Gboard on his Motorola.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Please feel free to share your thoughts.
This is Kevin. The Samsung is the only manufacturer that I know of that has that as an option in the accessibility settings, no matter which keyboard you're using. But there is I have to check and see. I think it might be the HTC keyboard, but there is a keyboard that has that as their either as an option or as a default, but you can't download the Samsung unless you have a Samsung. But that's just the way that touch typing is just the way that typing is on Android, unless you happen to have a Samsung. And that's so I have a Galaxy S21. And if I look in my talkback settings, that's an option that's on my Samsung, but it's not even in the Google settings of the same, you know, accessibility suite / talkback / whatever. So you're probably just going to have to deal with the touch typing or get a Bluetooth keyboard. But I will do some research because I did run across a keyboard one time.
Kevin,
Maybe the that accessible keyboard that people are always talking about in the Android group is one of those that does the double tap.
Kevin, I had a question for you. Since you do have the S21 or S20, or though I'm running Android 10 currently, so I can't answer that question completely. But is it true that works on Google Gboard keyboard and Samsung keyboard? Because the way I understand it is the double tap feature only works on the Samsung keyboard.
No, it works on the Google keyboard. So I have the Gboard on my Galaxy S21, and I have quick typing turned off. So
double tap works.
So double tap works. So I have to remember because I'm so used to. I use my Pixel 5 is my main driver, so I'm so used to typing that way that sometimes I'm frustrated because I'm like, why are you not typing? Oh, I remember. I got to double tap each time.
Right.
But I keep it so I can have the best of both worlds of how to, keep, because I know that's what's a lot of my students have Samsung, and that's what they're going to put theirs on as well. So,
well, it's good clarification to know that on Android 11 and above that since TalkBack now is the same screen reader, not voice assistant anymore. If you turn off the quick typing, which quick typing just means you touch and type and the letter types, and if you turn it off, it's the double tap feature. Thank you for that, Kevin. Any other solutions out there?
This is Laura.
Go ahead. Was that Rob? I think I hear it. It's just a little difficult to hear you.
That was Laura.
Laura, sorry. Go ahead.
I've got an Amazon Fire tablet, and when the tablet is just sitting still, the device is locked and it's plugged into the charger or just whatever, I keep getting this bleep, bleep sound, and there's never a sighted person around to tell me what's going on the screen. So is there anybody who might be able to see well enough, who has one of these devices, that can find out what's going on?
Well, thank you for that, Laura. And I wanted to quickly touch up on Steve's question there, just to kind of round it out. Maybe Ava has some thoughts, and maybe anyone else has any tips for Miss Laura. For Mr. Steve, with the keyboard, if you want to try something different, I've known that you could, let's say you have your finger on the A, if focus is on the letter A, if you swipe right, you can swipe through the keyboard if that makes it any easier. I know it's not technically double tap type of typing. Again, I shared that email address earlier, which is g.co/disability support. If you actually send them that feedback, I think everybody wants this feature, and Google needs to get on the ball with it quickly. But I don't think that they realize that people want this feature that bad. So more people write in about this keyboard issue, that some people still prefer the double tapping. It will help us all. And coming back to Laura, anybody have any suggestions to stop the blipping sound?
This is Kevin. You might not be able to get any visual feedback here today, but perhaps someone, I can try to look it up, see if I can get it before the end, but someone can give you the Amazon Disabilities Help Center or phone number. Otherwise, if it's happening regularly enough, you could perhaps call Be My Eyes or something like that and let somebody look at it with your phone's camera or whatever you have, so they can kind of see if something is changing. I think that it might just be that the notifications are coming in for something. Maybe you have your email hooked up or something, and it's just not announcing them because you don't want your notifications being read out loud when your screen is locked. But if it's something that's happening over and over and over again, back to back, then yeah, you probably want to get somebody at Be My Eyes to look at it or call the Disability Help Center.
Thank you for that, Kevin. And again, for folks that might not be familiar with what Be My Eyes is, if you keep hearing it around the interwebs, is Be My Eyes is an app that it's both for Android and iOS. If you have a smartphone, you could connect with a live person either anywhere in the world or in 24 hours a day, or a specialty service like Google or Microsoft, and a few other ones as well. There's quite a bit of there's been quite a bit of added groups and peoples and things that you could hook up with. So you could definitely use that app. Another app you might have heard of is Ira, which is similar, but it does cost minutes. Basically, you pay for minutes and then you get help in that sense. So those two apps are universally found on iOS, Android, and again, if we could get the number for you before the end of the call, it'll be lovely. For Amazon, they're pretty good about it. And again, I think I agree with Kevin. It's probably notification sounds. There are screen readers you could have on the tablet. So depending on where your skill sets are, if you like typing in Braille or know your Braille, you have a Braille keyboard, and then you have your gestures and stuff. And to my understanding, it's pretty flexible. I still have yet to purchase one for the most recent one anyway. But thank you for your question.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Okay. Okay. So I do have a question, but before I say my question, I just wanted to let the host know I kept raising my hand because I could not unmute myself when I was on the computer. So I finally got off, and now I'm on my phone, and now I can unmute. I couldn't unmute when I was on the computer, though. I am currently an iPhone user, and I would like to try an Android phone. I was wondering if you could recommend one that's not too terribly expensive that I could buy just to check out and see if I like it. I know there's several of them out there, but I don't know anything about the Android phones at all. So is there one in particular that you could recommend that would give me a good taste of what an Android phone is all about?
Okay. Just remember, introduce yourself when y'all speak so we can all know your name, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Trish.
Okay, Trish. All right. Anybody out there would have a recommendation for Trish?
Okay, I'm Josiah. I recommend the Samsung Galaxy A52.
The Galaxy what? I'm sorry?
A52.
Yeah, I think she said 82. She's kind of fading out on me. Okay.
Right.
Yep. This is Kevin. So they're saying the Galaxy A52.
Oh, A52. Okay, thank you, Kevin.
Yes, and I can't remember where that is priced. I think it's lower than $499. Either that or the Pixel 4a, not the 5G variant or any of those, but the Pixel 4a is $349, and it's going on, or it is a year old. So you might start to see some pretty good discounts, but I don't think they're going to outright replace it this year.
They did a couple days ago.
Well, yeah, with the 5A is more of a replacement for the 4A 5G than it is for the 4A, I think. So that's why I would say that either the A52, the A72 under the Samsung, if it comes to the US, or the Pixel 4A.
All right, this is excuse me. This is Foster.
Go ahead, Foster.
How much are you trying to spend?
Well, as least as possible.
Okay.
I really don't have
Because-
a price in mind. I don't want to spend like $500 or maybe even not $400 because I don't know what I would do if I don't like the phone, and then I'm stuck with the phone that I really don't want to use. So
Yeah.
You could try
can.
the.
This is Foster. You can also, if you don't want to necessarily buy a phone, you could also buy a tablet, because actually the Android tablets pretty much work like the phone, except they don't have the communication of the phone. But if you wanted to just kind of learn Android, you could get into a like a Lenovo tablet for under $200. And it would do the same thing as the phone, except you wouldn't be able to make calls. But it would be, excuse me, it would be good practice if you wanted to learn how the Android system works. That's my recommendation.
well, that is a very good suggestion.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
this is Steve. This is Steve.
Okay, Steve.
Steve from Decatur. I've got the phone I'm using. I used to be a Samsung user, and Samsung Galaxy are great phones because I was a Samsung 8 user, but I decided to go with. I needed to go with a phone that was a little more affordable. So what I'm using now, and as a matter of fact, one of the members of my GCB affiliate also has I have a Moto. The phone that I have is a Moto G Stylus. It's Moto G Stylus 2021. And the reason I got it is because since I have some vision, I don't know how much vision you have. It's a 6.8-inch phone, and it works. It does everything I need it to do, and then some. And it's priced a little under $300. You can get it on Amazon, I think, for like $279.
Okay, that's a good idea. One more thing I was thinking about, does anybody know if where you could buy maybe a refurbished phone that's, not too out of date? Do they sell those anywhere, or they don't do that?
So this is Kevin. I wanted to speak to Foster's point. One, I think the tablet idea is a good idea, but the one thing is that if you were going to give Android a shot, or be introduced to it, especially using an iPhone, for some of you're not going to get a multi-finger gestures on any tablets unless you get a more recent Samsung tablet, because you have to have Android 11. You might be able to find some older tablets by Samsung that have voice assistant that would give you some of that same multi-finger interaction. But for something that's going to be updated on a regular basis, you can't beat the Pixel 4a. And if you wanted to go the refurbished route, then you could go to eBay and search for the Pixel 4a or the Pixel 3a, which will still get updates for quite a while. You might be able to find a regular Pixel 4 or 3 or anything like that on eBay for a good price. It just depends on the seller and all those things you have to consider by purchasing it that way.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Hey, this is Hershey, and just to kind of sum up everybody's suggestions here, going with what we're saying with Google Pixel phones will give you at least that satisfaction, at least from what is out right now. The 3A has Android 11. Soon Android 12 will come out by October. And these devices will get the newest operating system, which just means newest features, but you still get security and all of that, which is a different type of update that you already get. So, for that matter, what my recommendation is personally is go with a newer device so you're actually moving forward. You're not kind of dragging along back. And with my phone particularly, I have a Note 9, which has Android 10, which uses Voice Assistant, which is the name of the screen reader that Samsung used to call. And now they've kind of shifted to just unifying the name, calling it TalkBack, as it is currently on the newer devices. What the A52, the A71, what the A series means is it's Samsung's mid-range phones. So you might get an A51, for example, for a cheaper price. Amazon does do a program called Amazon Renewed. So you can find some devices that are basically refurbed. The Pixel 3a is out of service as far as manufacturing, and same thing with the Pixel 4 XL and the 4. But doesn't mean that the Best Buy down the street doesn't have some because they didn't sell all of them or whatever. Somebody might have returned it. There's different variations of why people return phones. So, with that said, the Pixel phones are highly recommended. The only thing that you might get is how we were talking about the double tap feature that Samsung offers. Motorola is definitely a decent brand. Matter of fact, when we did the Arizona convention earlier this year, we found that one of the hosts had a Motorola. And again, depending on what features are necessary for individuals, it works. But what happens, let's say you got the Motorola, as Steve did, he only has Android 10. What does this mean? Well, it means that the features, the phone works just fine. Things are working just fine because TalkBack updates on its own anyway. But you might have some features that are part of Android 11 or certain things that you might see on advertised between groups and lists, and hey, I want that. And sometimes you miss out on those features. So, for cost to budget and ratio kind of thing, I know 350 is quite a bit. Our one of our hosts here, Sunday, matter of fact, took a challenge. Her and Michael McCulloch, who is the president of iBUG, decided, hey, you know what? I will take your challenge and buy an Android device because they primarily use Mac devices and iOS devices. Because again, it's about accessibility. It's not about Android is better than Apple or any of that. It's about, hey, this is how much I have. This is the phone I got. We sometimes might not have choice, but granted, that's why phones like the SE exist. That's why phones like the A series and the Samsung lines exist. And on the Samsung side, they do have an S20 Fan Edition, or otherwise known as the Samsung 20 FE, which, again, if you find places like Best Buy or you scour, you look around Amazon, you will find decent deals. So, again, there are some features, and this is a great example on this call with Steve's problem with the keyboard because it's a common issue, right? It's not that it's not accessible. The screen reader works fine. The screen reader has some of the newer phones, like Kevin said, has multi-finger gestures, whereas TalkBack used to only be a single-finger gestured screen reader, but now they've expanded into this multi-finger gesture similar to Voice Assistant as Samsung had. So right now, this is all growing pains, so to speak, but everything is unifying across the board. And, Motorola definitely is in the contingency for a good product to buy. Just beware of some products might not get updates aside from the two that we mentioned, Pixel and Samsung, which typically get anywhere from 3 years software updates and then 4 to 5 years security updates. So just to kind of give you a lay of the land, because we might talk about all these letters and numbers and it does get confusing to where do I go. So the S21 is the newest in the S line. The Z Fold 3 is the newest in the Z Fold line, and then the Flip, so on and so forth. The A52, A72 are all about the Samsung line. Motorola, I think, does have, I don't know if that's, he said it was a 2021 model. So I think that is the newest offering from them. And they're typically cheaper, big battery, about 46 to 4,800, sometimes even 5,000 battery hour. So that usually does help you out quite a bit if you're looking for devices. And another thing, if you don't like the phone, you might have smart bulbs in your house. You might have remote controls or smart TVs and other things. Remember that you could always use it as a tablet or something just connected to your Wi-Fi. You might, have a recipe that you're looking to use and your phone is 6.8 inches. You buy a little stand, put it in your kitchen. You could still convert it into a device like that. So there is flexibility if you don't want to go the, tablet route completely. And, the sound quality and all of that, it's great for maybe barred books since we all, want to get some reading done. So sometimes I mostly recommend if anybody asks for recorders to get a Pixel phone because the recorder actually converts your speech into text on device right away. So if you're in class or something like that and you want to record a bunch of, you want to record your lecture, you could do quick searches in your lecture of, hey, what did the professor say in, the second hour of class? And that's really useful. And then you have 128 gigs for storage. So therefore you could go ahead and put Bard books or, Audible, all that kind of fun stuff. So.
Okay. Well, I know right now we are getting with 9 minutes to an hour of 8 o'clock, and I see our special guest. And please forgive me if I mispronounce your name, but Pramit, the creator of the Louis Voice app, is here. And I would like to give him time to get ready for it because he will be presenting on the app for us. Okay? So, Pramit, are you there?
All right. It seems like he's still fixing a couple things or two. We'll take a
Okay.
quick question, maybe, no?
Yes.
Any other questions, concerns, thoughts?
This is Eva.
Go ahead, Eva.
I just had a question about the Braille Note Touch. I use it for work.
Mhm.
And so I need to be able to write on the fly if a customer's calling, wants me to take down their information. And I noticed that after about 30 minutes, the thing goes to sleep. And I can't been in the settings, and it seems like the highest I can set it on before it goes to sleep is 30 minutes. And I just didn't know if there was a workaround for that.
Do we have any Braille Note Touch users out there?
This is Kevin. So I think that 30 minutes is governed by the Samsung about Android OS. But maybe if you maybe they have some kind of workaround, but I've never thought about um, what would happen if if you needed to keep it. Maybe I wish there was a way that it would, like if it was plugged into the charger, it would do like a regular laptop does and just not go to sleep. That was the setting, but it's probably something that they didn't even think about, and they're just letting the Android OS kind of dictate how long it'll stay awake. So it might be something that they can fix with a firmware update or a software fix or something.
Thank you for that, Kevin. And Eva, another thing, I would possibly contact them about it because I know that they're using an older version of Android right now. So there might be some discrepancies there. I think it's Android 6 or 7. I don't recall the exact number, but they're not, or no, actually, it's Oreo. And they're not going to update. So they're not going to update that for sure. And on the ACB convention, I heard them clearly say that they don't want to put investment into changing it to 11 or something because it's a lot of research and development costs for them. But possibly they could help you because I know that would really be difficult. And if not, Eva, if you don't mind dropping that question into the iBUG today Facebook group too, I know a couple people on Facebook that really do have those devices, and I would love to get you an answer for that.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, this is Wanda. May I ask a question?
Sure, Wanda, go ahead.
Hi, this is for Kevin. Kevin, I heard you mention that you have the Galaxy S21, and I have to purchase a new Galaxy because I have an old phone, my Galaxy S7, which I absolutely love, but it's not 5G compatible. So my carrier advised me that I'm going to need to update before the end of the year, and I'm fine with that. But Kevin, can you tell me whether or not the S21 has the answer and end call feature where I can use the volume or off key to answer and hang up the phone?
Yes, so you have the volume up key to answer, the power key to end the call, a 2-finger double tap to answer the call, 2-finger double tap to end the call. And when Android 12 gets pushed out on UI 4, if they don't disable it, now you can tell the assistant to answer the call or end the call.
Okay.
The Google Assistant, not the Bixby, but they might include it in Bixby to try to keep people on board. But yeah, the volume up does still work. That's how I answer my phone, and power to end call does still work.
Yeah, that's the feature that keeps me with my Galaxy or my Samsung phone. I love that feature that iPhone doesn't have. And really quick, I am an extremely low vision user, so I go between voice assistant and using my phone in dark mode, high contrast white letters on a black background. And what I've noticed with certain updates, what will happen is I will lose the dark colors with certain aspects. So is the S21 highly customizable where I can kind of set my dark mode the way I want to with text messages and with my emails? Do you know?
Yes, but you'd have to ask somebody that has more vision than I do, which I have none. But I do see a lot of those font settings and a lot of that. It's very, customizable as far as what I see, as far as the options that are available under accessibility settings, and some people that I know that have come from Samsung to Pixels, like, oh, I missed this from my Samsung, or I missed that. So there's a lot of things that Samsung's already doing on that front that is coming to Android 12.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. So I'm gonna mute all, and then I'm gonna ask Premit to unmute again, okay?
Yeah, hi Eva, I'm very much here.
Hey, Premit,
Okay.
welcome.
Yes. Oh, that didn't do it. Okay. Get back in there. All right, so Pramit?
Yeah, hi Eva.
Yes. All right, so Pramit, we are ready for your presentation.
All right, and how much time do we have? So accordingly, we will pace it.
You have 30 minutes, 8 to 8:30.
Okay, all right. Okay, so good evening, everybody. I am Pramit. I'm the founder of Louis Voice Control. And with me, I have a couple of my colleagues who will help us with the demonstration. So I have Joe and Mac.
Hi,
Are you guys
everyone.
there? Yeah, great.
Yeah, Pramit.
Okay. Right. So I'll just start off by giving a little bit of my background, how I got inspired to build Louis. We will then give you a quick demo of the app, and we'll try and cover it all within 20 to 25 minutes. So we leave about 5 to 10 minutes for any questions, ideas, suggestions that you may have. Okay, so Louis Voice Control is really, in a way, all about solving my own problem, as I am also visually impaired. Though in the, I would say early part of my life, I was perfectly sighted. I'm a computer engineer who did an MBA and then worked with global companies like Unilever, Motorola, Quest Diagnostics. And about 21 years back precisely, there was a reaction of a drug on the retina, and my vision dropped quite a bit. I could still get some correction. So over the years, my vision kept dropping. I kept working with these companies. And 9 years back is when it really hit me, when suddenly I realized I cannot read anything at all. And my confidence just disappeared. I was sitting at home for 2.5, 3 years doing nothing, because I was just trying to live in the past and say, how will I do Excel sheets, PowerPoints? I can't read a damn thing, so the good thing, however, in this phase was that I got exposed to accessibility apps. So for example, the first time I turned on the screen reader, and this I remember was talkback, suddenly nothing will happen on the screens, no sighted person could help me. And then of course one was trying to understand how do I get out of this damn thing. Similarly, I figured out NVDA, not because somebody told me, just the name sounded fancy, so I said, okay, let me try it out. And of course, I just found, oh, it's amazingly great. So I've worked out my own formula of using these apps. I had an open mind. I knew what works for me, what doesn't. And anyway, the story is that I came out of it, started doing consulting. Then couple of events happened. One is that I had gone to actually meet managing director of Sequoia Capital. They're pretty big in India. It's a venture capital company. They're pretty big in US. Of course, they're based out of US. And this gentleman is the one who actually told me, why don't you build apps for visually impaired? I'll help you at a personal level. Now, I can tell you, a thought of building any app, doing a startup can be quite daunting. But the more I thought about it, I left his office, but the more I thought about it, it's a golden opportunity. Really, do you get a chance to leverage your own disability and build something that might work for others as well? And so I said, okay, I'll do it. Then of course he turned around and he said, look, I have heard enough of what's good, what's bad about other apps. What's a good app that you're going to build? And I can tell you that can again be an amazingly difficult question to answer. He asked me to put it in half a page, and I had honestly no idea what I am going to build. So this is where it just so happened, sometimes I think with higher forces helping me or whatever. But then I had gone to meet a friend, and he offered to book Uber for me. He took my smartphone and he said, where do you want to go? So he put in the destination, to read out the 3-4 options that Uber screen showed. Then he told me the rides which are available, the fare. Again, I made a selection, and then he reconfirmed everything with me: my pickup, my destination, how am I going to pay, and so on. And he booked it. He sent a message to the driver. When I told him to do so, he even called up the driver for me. And on the way in Uber, that is when suddenly, like a flash, like a eureka moment, this thought came: what if I can build a virtual friend right there on the phone screen, which does exactly what my human friend was doing? So it will engage in a two-way conversation with me. It will take my voice commands. It will allow me to do each and everything within a supported app. And it will understand my special need that I cannot see the screen. So there's a special kind of handholding that is required. Of Louis voice control, just give it voice commands, and it will allow you to do each and everything within a supported app. Currently, what Louis supports is, of course, Uber, YouTube, Gmail, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, contacts, things like edit, delete, block, etc., phone calling, messaging. Play Store is just about to go in. One can even do call logs, etc. And there are, of course, many more apps that we are working on, and it would be great to get your feedback. Okay, so what I'll maybe start with is just showing you a short video, because the very first question that naturally comes is, so, how is it different from Google Assistant and Siri? So that's, so I thought, why don't we just start with that? So Joe or Mac, if you can just show the video of Google Assistant in action first.
Okay, I'm playing the video.
Hey Google, book Uber for Huda metro station.
Okay, you've got some choices. Which do you want?
Read out for me. Hey Google, book Uber for Huda metro station.
Okay, I found some choices. To choose, you can say things like the second one. So, which do you want?
Read out for me. I don't know what is the second one. All right. So what was happening here was essentially that, of course, Google Assistant was showing something on the screen which I couldn't read, and it didn't read it out for me. And when I said second, it just matched that and it opened something in the Uber app which I had no idea. Now that's all that's all Google Assistant will do. It really won't go beyond it. There are times when it doesn't even put a destination. Now we'll just see quickly Siri in action.
Hey Siri. Book Uber for Huda metro station.
To confirm, there's one passenger.
2 passengers.
To confirm, there's one passenger.
Okay, 1 passenger.
To confirm, there's one passenger.
Yes.
You will need to open Uber to complete this request.
Okay, so what happens with Siri is basically it just tells you to open Uber, whether Uber is open, not open, but it goes silent. So really there is nothing that it really does in terms of helping out with Uber. But then also you saw that with any voice interaction, users tend to be unstructured. So you can't sort of presuppose that the user will only say yes or no. So even though I was giving things like answers like 2 passenger, 1 passenger, it wasn't taking it. So that has been one of our learning. And so Louis is currently in beta and of course evolving fast. Now let's just show you quickly Louis in action as well while doing Uber booking.
Hey Louis.
Hey Mom, which app would you like to open?
Book Uber for Huda metro station.
Opening Uber. Uber is loading. Just a moment. Setting it up. It's loading. Getting things ready. Searching for destination. Please wait. Huda metro station. Gurgaon, Delhi Expressway. Sector. Huda metro station. Gurgaon, Delhi.
Select.
Let's select a ride. Reading rides from low to high fare. Touch with 2 fingers to select ride. Connect one connect. Send packages to friends and family. Moto 73 rupees and 87 paise. Moto 11:26 a.m. Affordable motorcycle ride. Uberano 110 rupees and 33 paise. Uberano 110 rupees and 30.
Select.
Your pickup location is Renea Rabanta. Your destination is Huda metro station. Payment method. Uber Cash. 7,650 rupees and 42 paise. Good to go with. Uberano. Confirm. Edit. Or cancel.
Confirm.
Okay, please wait requesting a ride for you. Touch with 2 fingers to cancel booking. Your booking is confirmed. Your driver is arriving in 4. Fin. Driver profile. 4.9-star rating. HR 5537791. Reach Ease Auto. Your driver's added. Call or message driver. Share or cancel ride. Go silent or more often.
Message.
All right. So like I said, we have essentially tried to recreate the same experience. Every time we are confused, I just close my eyes and think of, what my human friend will say, what it will do. And like I said, it's still in beta, available for free on Play Store. And there are many more apps that we would be adding on as we go forward. Now, what we thought is we'll quickly show you a live demonstration of a couple of apps. So maybe we thought we could start with email because a lot of users sometimes have problems. If there is anything else that you would like us to demonstrate, we'll be happy to out of the apps that we support. And then we will probably show you contacts. So Joe, over to you.
Hey Louis.
Hey Joe, which app would you like to open?
Gmail.
Opening Gmail. Signed in as Jody Negi Jody at visio-apps.com. Latest email. Unread. My pharma meeting time changed at 6:30 a.m. Unread.
Open.
Opening. Email from My Pharma to me. Meeting time changed inbox. 6:30 a.m. Dear Jody, daily user experience meeting time has been moved to 3:30 p.m. instead of 1 p.m. Thanks and regards. Do you want to reply? Reply all, forward, delete, or more options?
Reply.
Okay, speak your email.
Thanks for the update.
Got it. Thanks for the update. Send, rewrite, continue.
Send.
Email send. Email from Jody Negi to my meeting time changed inbox. Reply.
Forward.
Say or spell first name.
Sunny.
Got it. Sunny. I found 2 results. Sunny Chowdhury. Sunny at visio-apps.com. Sunny Chowdhury.
Yes.
What would you like to do next? Add more recipients, CC, BCC, or dictate email message or forward email.
CC.
Say or spell first name.
Priyanka.
Got it. Priyanka. I found 2 results. Priyanka body. Priyanka at visio-apps.com. Priyanka body.
Select.
What would you like to do next? Add more recipients, BCC, or dictate email message or forward email.
Email message.
Okay. Speak your email.
Testing email.
Got it. Testing email. Send, rewrite, continue writing, or cancel.
Continue with new line.
Speak your message.
Please do not reply to this mail. Full stop.
Got it. Testing email. Please do not reply to this mail. Send, rewrite, continue writing, or
Send.
email send. Email from Jody Negi to my meeting time changed inbox. 6. Reply.
Delete.
Confirm delete. Yes or no?
Yes.
Email deleted. Currently selected. Latest email. Me webinar with Ava tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. on August 18th. Unread. Bishop's Android Dev Android contact form. New user message received on. Unread.
New email.
Okay. Say or spell first name.
Mayank.
Got it. Mine. I found 2 results. Mine Pharma. Mine at visio-apps. Mine Pharma.
Yes.
What would you like to do next? Add more recipients, CC, BCC, or enter subject or dictate email message.
Add more.
Okay. Say or spell first name.
Ria.
Got it. Ria. I found 2 results. Ria Jane. Ria at visio-app. Ria Jane.
Select.
What would you like to do next? Add more recipients, CC, BCC, or
CC.
say or spell first name.
Sunny.
Got it. Sunny. I found 2 results. Sunny Chowdhury. Sunny Chow.
Yes.
What would you like to do next? Add more recipients,
BCC.
say or spell first name.
Ajay.
Got it. Ajay. I found 2 results. Ajay Jane. Ajay at Ajay Jane.
Yes.
What would you like to do next? Add more recipients or enter subject or dictate email message.
Subject.
Okay. Speak your email subject.
Demo email.
Got it. Demo email. Confirm. Rewrite. Continue writing.
Confirm.
Okay. Speak your email.
Hello team, I hope you are doing well.
Got it. Hello team, I hope you are doing well. Send, rewrite, continue writing, or cancel.
Rewrite.
Speak your email.
Hello team, I hope you all are doing well.
Got it. Hello team, I hope you all are doing well. Send, rewrite.
Send.
Email send. Gmail home screen. Currently select. Unread.
Stop.
Shutting down.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, so so I think you got an idea of the concept that it is doing continuous voice interaction. It's allowing the user to do practically each and everything, and there is a lot more that, like I said, we are adding on. And just to tell you, we currently have users in about 100 countries. And the focus is really on getting user feedback, improving the app, making it really work for all of us. So, I think a lot of you, I would request, please try it out and give us as much feedback, right? If you don't like something, tell us that also so that we can improve it. Okay, what we'll do now is show you quickly contacts. Yeah, Joe.
Hey Louis.
Hi Joe, which app would you like to open?
Contact.
Create a new contact, read all contact, browse call logs, or search for an existing contact.
New contact.
Please speak the number from the digits between 0 to 9.
9811886001.
Got it, 98118866001. Confirm or re-enter.
Yes.
Say or spell the name by which you want to save this contact.
Boss.
Got it, boss. Confirm or re-enter.
Confirm.
Contact save boss 98118866001. Call, message, edit, delete, block, search, or cancel.
Message.
Speak your message.
Hello, good morning.
Got it. Hello, good morning. Send, rewrite, continue writing, or cancel.
Send.
Message sent. Message home screen. Message from boss, the 19th of August 2021. Currently select.
Close.
Closing message. Which app would you like to open?
Call boss.
Phone call or WhatsApp call?
Phone call.
I found one result, boss, 98118866001. No more contact. Select this contact, search again, or cancel.
Call.
Okay, calling boss.
Yeah, Joe, I did get your call. All right, Joe. I think I think everybody must have got a feel of how Louis works. So like I said, there is still a long way to go, and we have also started work on iOS. So we'll probably have the iOS version out in beta probably towards the end of the year, early next year. And some of the apps apart from, I'll just repeat what we currently support. So it's Uber, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, email, contacts, phone calling, text messaging, and then Play Store, like I said, is just ready, about to go in. And we are also we're just putting complete support for messages, right? So that's just went out. And then we are working on, just trying to cover various popular apps which we all use. So for example, for music, and sorry, I forgot to mention YouTube. So YouTube is there. We are just adding Spotify, We want to for navigation. We already have where am I? We want to connect it with Google Map, so it can provide complete navigation by voice. We want to do a food ordering app, an e-commerce app, some of the other social media apps like Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, possibly even Instagram. One of the other things I'll mention is that we are also building certain capabilities. So for example, image recognition is integrated. So if let's say you're on WhatsApp, just like it would read a message or play an audio, it can also describe an image as well as read the text on the image. It can also read documents, or PDF document. It can read a scanned PDF document. And we have also started working on languages. So we're currently just started work on Hindi, and then the next one we'll do is Spanish. So like I said, there's still a long way to go, a lot of work to be done. And I am happy to, rest here and take your questions, ideas, suggestions.
Thank you so much, Ramit, for all the great information.
Yes, thank you. So anybody has a question for him, please just speak up.
This is Kevin. I have a question.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Kevin.
Displaying Hershey's avatar. I think this is a great app and works really well on the phone. And maybe after the iOS version or whatever, would you ever consider doing something like this for Wear OS? Because this would be
Kevin Radcliffe's avatar.
amazing on a watch.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. So just to tell you, iOS is of course a tough nut to crack because see, it's pretty much like the technology is not easy. I've been working on it for almost 4 years. But on Android, now we have come up to a point where anything we want to do on Android, we're pretty much able to do it. iOS comes with a lot of restrictions, but I think we have figured out a way of being able to do it. So we are very confident of bringing out an iOS app with supporting quite a few apps.
Yes, so I was just wondering if you would ever consider working on it for Wear OS for the watch later down the line.
Yeah, possibly. So we'll just take it, one at a time, so that we keep ourselves very focused as well. So you're absolutely right. We look at other platforms as well.
This is Sri.
Yes, Siri.
So I had 2 questions. First is, when we ask questions, is the app reside locally on the device, or is it talking to a server and responding back?
David Mayer left.
And
okay,
the second question I had, I'll wait till you answer the first question.
Okay. Yeah, so it resides on the phone. And by the way, I should also tell you, so yes, we use an online server essentially to convert from speech to text. But by the way, Louis can also work in offline mode also. So imagine if there is no internet, Louis can still work. So for apps like contacts, phone calling, text messaging, call logs, etc., one can do it without needing internet.
Okay. And the second question I had, I didn't see the example when you did the mail to spell out an email. Let's say it's not recognizing the name correctly and it's not in your contacts. When you spell a name as an email address, is there a way to delete it if it, instead of one letter, it missays the letter?
Okay, great point. So I think what we have, the Gmail has just gone in about 15, 20 days back. So right now what we have done is that you can indeed spell out the name of the contact. So if you have a saved email, yes, you can even spell it out, PRAMIT, all right. But to be able to put a complete email, that's something that we'll do as we go along. And I know there are complexities to the whole thing. Because it might, because there is often email IDs can be complex. So whenever we do that, yes, there will be an option to, sort of edit it as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Steve from Decatur. I have a question. Is your app, is it, and maybe I missed it, is it You can download it from the Play Store, and what's the cost?
Okay, so it's right now free. It's available on Play Store. So just to tell you, what we are doing is more like a social venture. We have some investors in India, a couple of them in US, one in Singapore. So what we are trying to do is really charge the company. So all of these that we have done so far, we haven't really we have done it for free. So we are trying to approach multiple companies. In fact, we're talking right now to an health insurance company in US, talking to a diagnostic company. So the whole idea is if we can get money from the companies, whose app we are voice enabling, then we can afford to either keep it completely free, because we need to be sustainable. See, any social project, there's no point in doing it unless you're sustainable. So either we can keep it completely free for the end user, or maybe have a very, very affordable price. In any case, the pricing also will be such that it will be affordable, as well as it will vary from country to country, depending upon the level of per capita income there. But right now it's completely open. I mean, we haven't yet decided. So I think this decision is probably early next year. So right now, like I said, we are talking to companies. If we can make enough money out of it, sustain ourselves, then we don't need to charge.
Yeah, this is great. This is Steve again. I'm assuming that you said you have degrees in computer engineering. So did you work on developing the app yourself, or did you have programmers?
Yeah. Okay, so we are a team of 15. Yes, I am a computer engineer, but that you know how it is. Once you do an MBA, I have been more into running businesses and marketing and so on.
Sure.
But yeah, that sense of the technology, how to code, how to get over these issues, etc., that remains. So we have a team of, like I said, 15, out of which about 9 are in technology space. We have one more visually impaired person who is in our user experience and testing team. Joe here is in she heads our QA and quality assurance, and then Mayank is in our marketing team. So we are in all a total of 15 people working on this full time.
Great.
This is Shri.
Yes, Shri.
So just out of curiosity, what's been like your challenge in developing this product?
Okay, so lots and lots of challenges. So I'll start maybe 4 years back. So the thought came, but then when we looked at Play Store, when we looked at App Store, we couldn't find a single app which was anywhere close. We couldn't even find a screen reader, because there was only TalkBack and there was only VoiceOver. So there was no third-party screen reader. So it was very clear that this is going to be extremely complex. So we were lucky. A couple of companies helped us with initial prototypes. But then even after we formed the company and started work, first 5 months, we just couldn't write a single line of code. We wanted to achieve certain milestones, but we just couldn't. So we initially started off building a screen reader. We figured out how to control the screen, how to perform complex virtual gestures on the screen. Right. So I'll give you one example, and this was actually, if you ask me, an existential threat. So if you look at Facebook Messenger, you look at WhatsApp, you're supposed to hold on to the button when you're sending on a voice message, an audio note, right? And a lot of visually impaired people are using voice notes. And we had this situation that, you can, with software, you can click on a button, but how do you hold on to a button? So that was like, when we are really stuck, and it was almost like one investor said, look, it's really stupid. You're saying you're building it for visually impaired and you can't do the essential way that they communicate. So, we have come a long way. We have so far, been able to, I think just that fire of saying, okay, we got to build something that can work for everybody. And like I said, I'm building really to solve my own problem. And then the other big challenges you can imagine is that every now and then we keep running out of money. We are again running out of money in September, but hopefully we'll be able to get raise some more funds. So that's how it's like a typical startup. It keeps going up and down. The story is like that.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you, Prema, and your team for coming and demonstrating the Louis Voice app for us. I actually got on it when it first came out before you put Uber on there and you had YouTube, and I really enjoyed it. But as I say, I want to thank you for coming and sharing with our group
Absolutely.
and everything. Okay.
Thank you,
Prema.
Eva.
Thank you, Jody, and good product, man. Keep it up.
Thank you for your kind support.
Yeah. Yes.
And please try it out and give us more and more feedback.
Okay. Yeah. And I will be sending out the information to how to connect with them as well through our list. Okay.
iBUG Android Insight plus subscribe at groups.io.
Yeah. So, since
All
we
right.
are
Thanks,
up-
Eva. So we'll take your
All
lead.
right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So since we are at the end of our hour, I want to thank everybody for coming. And just know we didn't really get into the Chromecast questions and discussion. So we're going to table that till next month. So just know that come September 15th, the third Wednesday in September, we will be back.
Thank you all so much for taking your time out for us, and we'll see you soon. Remember, if you have any questions, drop us a line.
1,609.
Yeah.
4 stars. 682
Thank
left.
you.